Hey everybody, it's Adam. Welcome back to the channel. Long time no chat, obviously. But today we're going to have another Let's Nerd, and because there's some things we actually have to talk about, I'm excited about. We're going to get to it real soon. We're going to start off by talking about a little bit of WoW Battle for Azeroth hype. I'm excited for that one coming up at the end of the year. We're going to talk about a couple of things going on at E3, even though it's still ongoing, and I'm not covering near as much as been covered by the actual groups or by the people that are presenting. We're going to talk about some of that I'm really excited for. We're going to talk about a little bit of writing that I've been doing. We're going to talk about what I've been doing in Fallout 4, and we're going to talk about the fact that I have an awesome new thumbnail for this series. So if any or all of that sounds awesome to you guys, stick around and we'll talk to you after the jump. So, to start things off, World of Warcraft Battle for Azeroth. It's coming out in October, not October. That's completely wrong. It's coming out in August. I'm excited for this one because it's actually my first foray back into WoW, and I think that I'd mentioned this before, that I was going to be going back into it. I was going to buy it. I ended up pre-ordering. I used my 110 boost for Priest, which is a class I had never really played before, but I'm excited for it, and it actually ended up being that the character for the 110 boost has much better gear than my main hunter, so I can actually focus on some of those things. I also managed to get a paladin up to max level, 110, and working through some of the gear stuff with that. So I'm enjoying it a little bit here and there, and I'm kind of having some fun with it, and it's been fun and great. But I've kind of brought my attention a little bit back around to Fallout 4 as another topic here. Primarily because Fallout 76, prior to the E3 release, or I shouldn't say E3 release, but the E3 press conference for Bethesda, they teased Fallout 76. So as a result of that, I ended up hopping back into Fallout 4. I finished the Nuka World DLC, and I was going to go through the Far Harbor DLC, which is the last piece that I need before having completed everything there, but I'm actually half tempted to kind of go back through and play again from the beginning. This time around, though, I want to use one simple mod called Sim Settlements by a guy named, or goes by King Gath. He's coded it to where it's pretty much like bringing some elements from SimCity into the Fallout 4 world, so that whenever you get to these settlements, they're a little easier to manage, a little nicer looking, and they have some mechanics and taxation and things like that. Just some really fun stuff to kind of bring those elements in. So I kind of want to do that, but I want to do it also and not use the VATS system in Fallout 4 as much as I do. Now, I rely on it so heavily that I don't think there's really, at this point in time, an enemy that I don't go against where I'm not hitting left bumper to target the VATS, or to trigger the VATS and then to target and go through. And I made sure that I got all my maxed out, action points and all this fun stuff like that. But as of today, now, having been a couple days since the original release or announcement of Fallout 76 with some more details, they just had a little gameplay through on IGN's channel with Todd Howard and a couple developers saying that the VAT system is not going away, as a matter of fact. So while I can still use it, it's just going to be different. It's not going to pause the game or come to a damn near slow start as you would expect, because that's just what's going to end up happening non-stop if you have multiple sides using VATs. So it's going to be a little bit more real time. You can still select, you can still target and use it for that kind of stuff, but it's going to be a little bit of a different feel. And according to the developers and Todd Howard, they were saying that they're still kind of working through the kinks of that one, which is awesome to hear. But so I'm going through Fallout 4 again as a means of like kind of getting prepped for this one. And November 14th of this year is when Fallout 76 is going to launch. Now, if you haven't heard about it and you haven't watched it, I'm going to leave a description down, linked in the description down below. It's basically going to be a video to the announcement for Fallout 76. So what it's going to be is it's mostly and exclusively an online game, right? The map size is being boasted as being 4 times the size of the Fallout 4 map. So those of you that are familiar with Fallout 4, you will know that that's going to be fucking massive. I mean, fucking massive. But it's going to be inhabited by nothing but other online players. So NPCs that you see, and that is humanoid NPC players, as they've confirmed, will be actually other players themselves. So you can approach it in different ways. You can either just go after them and attack them if you want to, or you can sit there and try to team up and try to go after certain other quests and areas and other monsters and stuff of that sort. Really cool concept. Now, the community for Fallout seems to be really kind of black or white on this one. There's no real gray area like, it could be fun, I could give it a try. It's either, yes, I want this in my life right now, or no, this is fucking horrendous. I don't want this to be anything in the Fallout franchise, which I hate to say it, but if you're that close-minded about it, you might want to give it a go. It sounds awesome. It's another Fallout game, and you may not be that big of GTA Online fan, but this isn't hundreds of people on a server. They've confirmed that it's going to be a couple dozen, But given the landmass that's available to you for the map size, you're never going to see anybody hardly. And if you do, it's probably going to be by choice. So even if you come across somebody, you may not want to attack them, or they may not want to attack you. But if you come across then also somebody that says, ammo for sale, you're buying it from a player. You're not buying it from some random NPC. They say that because it's going to give it a bit of a different feel, which I'm kind of excited to go through and feel it out. Now, there's a lot of different other aspects to it, but that's just kind of the highlights to it. If you want to and you haven't had the chance to, obviously hit the link down below to watch the video. If you don't have the chance to do that before long, and I think by the time that this actually gets posted up, I wrote up a quick synopsis of basically the entire Bethesda press conference, and it should be posted up onto the Offset Collective's website. It's nothing more than like some high-level points about most of everything that they had talked about throughout the course of that hour and 20-some-odd minute presentation. So that should be up there over on the Offset Collective. I'll leave a link down to that below as well, so if you want to, hit it up. There's also other folks that are in the Offset Collective right now that are writing about other things happening at E3. I know Arisbeth covered Square Enix's release with Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy and other stuff like that. So there's probably going to be more of those kind of rolling out as E3 comes closer and closer to a close. But Fallout 76 being so far away, depending on how that kind of goes, that could be the thing that actually ends up pulling me back away from WoW, and that's okay. It's a one-time purchase. It's $60 for the standard edition. I think there's an $80 or $90 deluxe version, and then there's the Power Suit edition, which is their special edition collectors, whatever the hell. That's $200 out of my price range, but for those of you that it's not out of your price range, it comes with a wearable power armor helmet, which is the I think it's T51 Bravo power armor helmet that has a working headlamp. It looks really cool. But again, out of my price range. For those of you though that do want to do the pre-order, that will actually then get you access to the beta. That's the biggest key. They want to do a beta test on this to see just how things can kind of flux, flow, and work. You'll help them break it. And I think they even have the beta standing as a Vault-Tec acronym for like break it in early test application or something like that. With typical Bethesda humor, which is always appreciated. But if you want to, if you pre-order, you'll get access to the beta, like I said. But for those of you that actually are doing or have the Best Buy Gamers Club card, that is going to save you 20% on this one. And it may be a physical copy, but you can select to pick it up in store the day that it actually gets released. You have one secured, they'll have it on hand for you, and you'll get 20% off. So at that point in time, if you end up doing the special edition, I think it's 38, almost $40 off, so it brings it down to close to 150, which isn't bad for some of those that want to do it. If you're doing just the regular game itself, that's still what, $11 or so off, which still brings it down to about $48, which is cheaper than what you would pay for at full price. They haven't said anything about any kind of additional DLC yet, I think because they want to, details are still going to be rolling out, so I'm sure they have plans for DLC because this is going to be a really great model to kind of go to. The map has 6 distinct regions, and it being so big, I could see easily that some of these DLCs could probably expand on the map size itself. There's a lot of unknowns, though, that are still kind of circulating around this, and we'll see what kind of comes about over the next couple months, because we have plenty of time to figure this stuff out and find out about it, and they have plenty of time to kind of hash out the last little minute details and minute details that they would like to. There is one thing that I'm going to stipulate here, and I will say it. There was a point whenever they're showing the exit piece to the vault, and if you look at it, whenever you're watching the video, look to your left. It'll say get a job, or pick your job. I think there's going to be a mechanic in there that actually has some sort of a career system that allows you to do certain things, like being an engineer, being a medic, whatever. I've heard other people talking about it. I noticed the poster prior to, but looking at it and thinking on it, it actually makes a lot of sense. I'm going to go down that route too, saying that there's going to be some mechanic to kind of give us a bit of almost a class system within the Fallout game, but it looks like it's going to be a lot of modification for power armors to kind of make it the way you want it to, and a lot of crafting and all that fun stuff like that. So I think, nope, that's not it. Well, that's it for mostly gaming, right? So Fallout 4, again, like I said, I think I'm going to go ahead, restart with the new mod. I'll kind of keep you posted on how that's going and how the mod kind of works out. I was toying around with that and the other one that kind of was written by the same dude called Rise of the Commonwealth, which allows you to pretty much, what's the word I'm looking for? It allows you to assign a main character to, or a main NPC basically, to oversee the settlement while you're not there. It started causing crashes, so I wasn't really able to kind of use it as well as I wanted to, but that's about it. So I will remove that one and just use the one, and then if I want to add on something like the HUD or something else like that, then we'll kind of go that route. One of the things that I'm the most excited about, all gaming aside, The thumbnail that you guys see for this episode and every episode now going forward was actually painted by my very lovely wife, and she gave that to me for our first year anniversary, which we just celebrated this past weekend, which time this one goes up would actually be the weekend prior. So I love this thing to death. It's now hanging directly right here, and I'm going to look at it every chance I can because it's just awesome. And it's right next to the other painting that she actually ended up doing for me. So she's very talented. I love it to death. And that's going to be the face of the Let's Nerd going forward until she decides that she may want to repaint something. At that point in time, I'm open to it. So, babe, if you're watching, anytime you want to paint me anything, it will fill my walls, and I will absolutely love it. So, thank you so much to her for that. Last final piece before going through the rigmarole at the end, I want to welcome, and I'm a little late on this one as well, a few weeks late, the Bear Gryms and OU Pride fan, they welcomed to their lives a brand new beautiful baby girl. So welcome to her, and she is now our youngest member of the collective, and both mom and baby are doing great. They're both healthy and happy, and very busy, I can imagine. So really glad to hear that things are going well for them. And as a result, you're likely going to see a little bit of timing delay on the podcast for the Offset Collective coming out. Again, all this stuff might be in the description, or should be in the description below. But if you haven't already and you would like to join the Offset Collective's Discord, link down in the description below. Come talk to us about any kind of gaming, whether it be tabletop, board, pen and paper, video, whatever the format may be, PC, Switch, whatever. There's a lot of discussion going on right now in that group with E3 going on currently and what they're all looking forward to. And it's great to get a view from different takes, but we're all very friendly, all very casual, and we're all very welcoming. So if you would like to join a great group of folks, come on over. You're more than welcome. Hit up the description, or the link in the description below. For that matter, hit up the link down below to go check out the Offset Collective's website. That also has a link down to the podcast as well, and to the Ambassador blogs. Now, that's the thing that we just started up this past week. You're going to see more things coming through. We're probably going to get some more churn on that, where more articles are getting written as we go. But this is a brand new thing that we're kind of trying out to see how it works, and we'll just kind of keep going with it. I'm likely not going to do a lot more gameplay between now and whenever. When I get the chance, I will. But again, it's going to be a little sparse and sporadic, so I'll try to get some things out here and there for folks to kind of consume and enjoy over the course of time. Maybe a little bit of Fallout might get put out, just because, why not? I got Fallout fever. Really appreciate everything. Anybody that is sticking around, I appreciate. We actually had a new subscription come into it, even though I haven't really posted a whole lot. I have noted in my mind, actually, just now, I need to do more Planet of Mine for the strategy series. I'll get that going at some point. Bear with me. Again, really appreciate everybody who's kind of stuck around throughout this time and the little lull and inactivity. It'll eventually get back to a little bit more frequent, maybe not. Maybe we'll just kind of keep things casual and light, see how things go. But hope everybody's doing very well. Hope you are all healthy, happy, and safe. And I will hopefully talk to you guys later. Come find us, come chat. All right. Hope everybody's doing great, and see you guys. Bye.